Which sport has played 5 World Cups in Kenya? I bet you don't know, and it take you a long time to find out. Anyway, I have tennis and cricket legends next to me. Mombasa born. We are proud of your legend. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Mr.
Thank you
Assif.
very much. Thank you.
Tell us about yourself, Mr. Assif.
Yeah, so my name is Assif Karim, born 3 days after Kenya's independence, 15th of December 1963. Did my schooling in Mombasa, and then at the age of 18, I went to United States of America on a tennis scholarship to study at university. I was there for 4.5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
So before cricket, it was tennis.
It was simultaneous because my father was a tennis star. He was a champion for 25 years in Mombasa, Yusuf Karim, and he was also a first-class cricketer. So it was in the community, in the family. So we were doing simultaneous tennis and cricket.
And how does it both work? How do you do the physical parts? You're playing tennis today, tomorrow is...
Yeah. So I used to have my own timetable that I used to create that on which day I would play what. And remember, tennis was an individual sport. Cricket was a team sport, but it was played more on casual. Tennis became higher because inevitably my father was a tennis champion, and so we got involved competitive in tennis, and cricket was being played socially. And then I got an opportunity once to play against a visiting team from Zambia, and I did extremely well. And then from there, clubs scouted for me. I played for Mombasa Sports Club in 1980, my first season, and then went on to play for Kenya for 23 years from then on. So that's how the brief history is.
A lot of people don't know how big of a star you are abroad more than here in Kenya. And does it bother you sometimes that you're well known outside more than here?
Well, it doesn't bother, but I think it is a concern because it's very important to recognize our people and to honor them the way other countries do for their own sportsmen and sportswomen. You know, I call them the unsung heroes of the country.
Yeah.
They are the biggest marketers for Kenya. Today, when you look at the marathon runners,
Wonderful.
I mean, look at the marketing they do for Kenya.
Exactly.
I mean, and now remember when we played cricket in the first World Cup, that was in 1996 in India, and we beat the 2 times world champions then West Indies, and we had a cocktail party by the Kenyan embassy there, and the ambassador is on record to say that the marketing they have done for Kenya as the embassy, they did nothing compared to our one win against West Indies, which brought Kenya globally to the world map. So cricket, sports has done a great service to our country, and I strongly feel, and I've always advocated, that our sportsmen and our sportswomen must be given the due respect, due honor, and because they are legends of this country.
So I'm trying to understand, you as Assif, how did you come to that level of being a big star, captain of Kenya, playing the World Cup individually?
Yeah, as I said, you know, when the breakthrough came in 1980, when I played for Mombasa Sports Club and went on to play for the country, and then I went to America in 81 to play tennis. I played first cricket for the country at the age of 17, and then went for 4.5 years to America on a tennis scholarship, played at the highest level. I managed to study because of the scholarship, tennis scholarship. And you know, in those days, you would never hear of a sports scholarship. And a lot of parents who are trying to get their children educated overseas always feel financial pressure, and they would put the pressure on their children to do well academically so that they can get an academic scholarship to ease the pressure for the parents. But there is also what we call sports scholarship. So if your child is talented at sports, encourage him, let them develop. And there are a lot of sports scholarships, not only in the US, now also in the Far East, in Europe. In many countries, if a sportsman is talented, scholarships are available. So anyway, I was there for 4.5 years. I came back and then I continued with my cricket and tennis. And in 1994, Kenya qualified after playing in a tournament with 20 countries. 3 teams were to qualify for the World Cup, and Kenya finished runners-up, and we qualified for the 1996 World Cup that was held in India. And subsequently, the following year, we had another qualifications. We again qualified for the 99 World Cup, and then we were automatically given a World Cup spot for the 2003 World Cup, because we now had made a huge impact in international cricket. So that's how the journey to the World Cup was.
How was the World Cup for you? Which one did you enjoy the most?
I mean, World Cup is extremely special. If you ask any sportsman, what would be his desire, obviously first is to represent his country, to wear the blazer and to wear the tie. It's a huge honor, and it's a very fulfilling. And then you go on to lead your country. That's even a bigger pleasure, and it's a bigger honor. And then to play a World Cup. There are thousands and thousands of professional sportsmen, whether it's football or whether it's cricket or rugby, but not many have played a World Cup.
True.
So for somebody to have played a World Cup, and Kenya, as you said earlier in the introduction, is the only team sport in this country that has played 5 World Cups. We played in the 96 World Cup, the 99 World Cup, the 2003 World Cup where we reached the semi-finals, and then we played the 2007 and then 2011. And then of course cricket has taken a nosedive, post 2005, 2006, but that's another day's story.
So it's wonderful thinking about all this tennis, crickets, big star at a young age. How were you mentally? Did it sidetrack you now? You forgot about education and all that, just focusing on your career or sports?
I think I was very focused. I was very disciplined. I was very determined. As a young age, I spoke to myself that I would like to play for the country. It's not something I shared with anybody. And when you see your father, in those days appear in the newspaper, it was a big deal. I mean, if my dad spoke to somebody or he shook a hand of somebody, it was a huge big deal. It was like the Ronaldo of now, coming and shaking hands with you or talking to you. So he was a huge name. He instilled a lot of discipline in us, gave us the opportunity, along with my mom, to play the sports. Economic conditions were very tough. So to play a sport, whether it's a team sport or an individual sport, it needed a lot of economic support, a lot of support from your parents. And fortunately, we were blessed to get all that support, and that definitely played a very important role in the success that I've had over the years.
And it's opened so many doors for you.
Indeed. I mean, sports has opened tremendous doors to me. I mean, I'm sitting here being interviewed by you is because of sports, right?
Definitely.
So there have been many opportunities business-wise. There were many opportunities for networking. Many opportunities to see the world, so it has been a beyond blessed journey for me.
Can you tell me a good story about Kenya beating the West Indies? Is the underdog beating the big stars, and no one saw that coming?
Absolutely. We didn't even see it.
How were you prepared mentally? I mean, everyone's there.
When we went to play the World Cup, it was our first World Cup, and so most of the Kenyan players looked up to all these big names because you either saw them on the magazine, a newspaper, or a video cassette. In those days it was a VCR. So you would get those matches and you watch them play once in a while on the television. And so now you are going to play against them.
Imagine.
You're rubbing shoulders with them. So that in itself was novelty, to be there. And then we were determined as a team that we would like to go there. We were not expecting to win. But it was very important for us to be competitive so that the world sees that Kenyan cricket deserves to be there. And proudly so, the team was trained very well for 2 years before the World Cup, the process. And every match that we played in the 96 World Cup, we were proud with our performance, with our results, and we got a lot of good support from the media coverage. And the reporters also gave us very good coverage in the fighting spirit, the team performance, and how we were competitive in every match. And then when we were to play the West Indies, most of our players in the team had looked up to West Indies as their heroes, because those are the guys who are the big cricket stars globally in the 80s and in the 90s. So for us was to have a good day there, go and play a match. And then fortunately we had a wonderful day. We put a lot of pressure on them. Things just turned midway in the match. And then one thing led to another, and we created what is today still regarded as one of the biggest upset in sporting history of the world.
Of the world. It's in the books.
It is there.
So what do you feel when it's World Cup, the pressure, that people are there? Do you get tense? Or
You don't get tense, but you are more focused. And I want to give a lot of credit to the Kenyan Cricket Association administration then for their preparation that they did for the team. Because we went on a tour to Bangladesh in 1995 where we played against 40,000 people, which we were not used to.
oh,
In
big
Kenya,
crowds.
you play maybe maximum 500 people may watch if it is a really big game, maybe 1,000 max. So now you're playing against 30,000 in very tough conditions, the firecrackers, the noise. So that overwhelmed us in that tour. And then we went to South Africa on a 3-week, very challenging, very tough tour. But those trips and the other in-between matches that we had created a very strong situation for us to be ready mentally, emotionally and physically that we are going there not as a number. We are going to be there competitive. We may not win any match, but we will make ourselves proud, and we for sure Kenyans did themselves proud.
And who was the coach at that time?
Coach was late Hanuman Singh from India. He was a former Indian cricketer. He coached us in 1990. He was part of the coaching team in 94 and then also for the World Cup 96.
And the captain?
The captain was Maurice Adumbe for the
Maurice-
96
oh,
World.
Maurice is a
Maurice
legend.
was the captain. Yes, indeed.
Maurice,
Indeed,
oh
yeah.
my
And I was
goodness.
his deputy. I was his vice in the 96 World Cup. And then 99, I became the captain and he became my deputy.
How does it work now?
Well, it was very unusual because, of course, politics does play a role in those decisions.
Really?
Yeah, because he was much junior to me. And he himself once admitted that this was all a political decision where I should have captained the 96 being the most senior cricketer then, but the selectors and the scenario then felt otherwise. But it was okay. For me, I think the important was to be part of the World Cup. That was more important.
There's no tension in the club?
No. Because, I mean, there is, of course, a professional rivalry, but it was a healthy rivalry because each one wants to perform well. And I believe in team sport. I believe in supporting my captain. Once the decision is made, you leave it behind and when you're on the ground, because if he falls, I fall with him. If he does well, I do well. We are all in a win-win situation. So the overall, I think the team played in very good spirit and the results spoke for itself. We had good team management. The administrators were quite good. The team manager, the tour manager, the coach, they knew how to bring us
And
together.
they had a budget at that time?
Of course, there was always a budget. We had no support from the government. At that time, there was no money really coming to cricket from the government. So it was out of the goodwill of Kenyan cricket performance. It was out of the goodwill of the business community who loved cricket, and the good network that the administrators had in the business society is how the money was raised. And of course, there was support from the International Cricket Council. That's how it was.
The government was just...
Well, cricket was never taken seriously, by the government, unfortunately, because it was a close-knit. It was regarded more of a Muindi sport, so it was not really taken too much to the height that it deserved. But I feel that those 2-3 World Cups that we played, where Kenyans did extremely well, was a clear platform that the government should have taken the sport nationally. They should have taken it bigger in schools, they would have taken bigger in the estates, because that could have been a bigger, football today is very popular in the country.
Very.
But we are way behind in terms of international standards. I doubt, as much as I would like us to get to the World Cup, I think we are a long way from the World Cup. Yet when you look at cricket, or you look at rugby that did also very well, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, we did not take that opportunity to make it national. No, when you played five, it's the only team sport, as I said earlier, it's the only team sport in this country with a history of 100 years that has played 5 World Cups.
It's a big achievement.
It's
to be honest.
huge, it's huge.
They should make a movie about it.
Yeah, indeed they should. Well, you should make a documentary on that, you know.
It should be like Invictus in South Africa. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
Because imagine beating the Stars. It's a big thing. Even if you don't win the World Cup, but you're just beating them.
Absolutely. Well, being there
Just being
as
there
a young
also,
nation, a young cricketing nation,
because no one thinks of Kenya. Like Kenya is a small country that when it comes to
we
cricket.
weren't
they
even
think-
known. But as I said, beating the West Indies in the '96, we became huge news on all international media platforms, from Sky News to CNN. I mean, in those days,
was trending in
if
those
news
days.
appeared on CNN, it was a big deal. I'm talking 30 years ago.
Exactly.
So we were in news all over. As I said, even the ambassador, Kenya's ambassador to India, he says what you guys did against the West Indies
It's the biggest
marketed
marketing.
Kenya globally.
And did you benefit in any way economically?
Unfortunately, no. There was nothing that of significance that the government did. There was nothing significant that really anybody did. But I think the players were satisfied, being in the World Cup, playing in the
Represent your
World Cup, doing well in the World Cup. And as I said earlier, there are many professional sportsmen who play at a very high level. But if you don't reach the World Cup, Ujafika, you have not reached. So for us to have reached at the World Cup, but having said that, when we played the 2003 World Cup, where we reached the semi-finals in South Africa, when we got back, the regime here was also new in terms of government.
Yeah.
President Moi had just retired. President Kibaki had just come in. It was just 2 months since he came in, and since we played the World Cup was, I think it was March 2003. And as we landed in Nairobi, it was a huge thing because reaching the semi-finals, I mean, it was phenomenally well. And I think within 48 hours, we were invited to State House.
Wow.
Yeah, to have tea with the president. We had a very cordial discussion with him. And of course, some lobbying was done behind, where he then announced that each player could bring a duty-free motor car. So you are exempted from
The taxes.
from taxes on the, because there was not much expected. As it is, the government was struggling financially.
Yeah. At least they could do the bare minimum.
So that was done after some good lobbying was done. So that was a benefit. And by reaching the semi-finals, Kenya got $500,000 prize money.
The federation, or what?
Yeah, for the players. So each player, I think, got about $40,000 to $45,000 as a prize money for reaching the semi-finals.
Okay.
So those were the benefits, but there was a lot of intangible benefit, not necessarily monetary. Meaning, a lot of networks were opened up, a lot of people looked at you in a different way, doors were opened up. So those who managed to capitalize on a good way benefited quite a bit out of what we did.
Press and everything.
But some unfortunately lived in a cuckoo land, thinking that this will last forever. It doesn't last forever. When the dust settled, then you realized that, wow, now what? So a lot of people, even right now, which sadly to say, some of my colleagues in the team are struggling. These are your national heroes, international heroes who have played the World Cup. There is no pension from the government. There is no medical facility for them.
Nothing at all.
Nothing of that.
Even affordable housing, they could have listened.
There's nothing there. So, for me, as I continue saying that I was a businessman, because when we played cricket, there was no money. You played for the passion. So cricket was played after office hours. So you're working from 8 to 5. 5 o'clock you go for practice.
So you had a job this whole time?
Oh yeah. I was doing my own business in insurance. So I was not living on any income. We were getting some petty allowances those days, but you could not feed your family on that. So for me, the sport was started as passion. It converted into some commercial gain at the tail end of my career. But I was not living on that. I was living on doing my business, And that's how I grew in financially and any other areas. But what sports helped me was to open doors to get more business, because people wanted also to associate with us.
Yeah.
Because we were huge names international. So at that very stage, it's like, if you give a current example, if you look at Eliud Kipchoge, and everybody wants to associate with him.
Big brands.
So that's how it was for us in those days. So for some of us, we took that opportunity and to grow ourselves business-wise or professionally.
It's wonderful.
I mean, one is, of course, this podcast hopefully will reach out for people to understand the unsung heroes of this country who do national duty with a lot of grace and dignity must also live in dignity.
Exactly.
As they age. And so it's important that the government and the bodies, the sporting bodies, need to create what I call a pension for your stars, and provide medical cover,
At least
provide some monthly income, so that they live with dignity. I mean, there are many, as you know, we do this sports film festival.
Yes, that's where we met.
Yeah, that's where we met. And there is a documentary that I'll share with you. It's about 10 minutes, and it was done in a very simple documentary on 4 or 5 athletes who did proud to Kenya. But when you listen to that story, they are living in abject poverty, struggling even to put a meal on the table. These are your national heroes. So what are we doing? So unless the government is serious, which I don't think they are, in sports, because for example, the first and foremost thing, if I was the president, is I would create what we call a stand-alone Ministry of Sports.
What sports culture?
And even if you look at the name, it says Ministry for Youth, Culture, and then
Sports.
a small word at the end called sports, number 1. So you have not taken it seriously. Yet, sports is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a form of employment. It's a form of bringing the country together. As is the slogan in our festival is sports unites people, sports films inspire society. That's the slogan of the festival. So if I was in the world of politics,
How are you?
if I was in the world of politics, I would advocate sports to be part and parcel of every community, every county, every region, because that's how you're going to bring people together. Sports and the creative industry are the 2 main industries where prejudices are at the lowest.
Exactly.
When you remember the days of Tiger Woods, when he was playing golf, the moment you saw him on the screen, it didn't matter which color he is. Everybody watched him. When we watch the marathoners in Kenya, do we talk about which tribe is winning the medal?
We're all Kenyans.
So what better platform than bringing people together through sports, advocating it at family level, at your community level, at your neighborhood level, at the county level. So sports becomes part and parcel of your day-to-day life. So if you have a Ministry of Sports on its own, and a competent sports minister who knows the value of sports, not a political position. And the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, clearly defines that the ministers will be technocrats. What does a technocrat mean? Somebody who is professional in the field of the CS that he's getting. We are just busy politicking. If you want to accommodate somebody politically, put him in the Ministry of Sports. What is the background? Question mark. With all due respect to the president, with all due respect to the ministers, because the results speak for itself. So unless we are serious about it and you create a good budget, this saga will carry on. And that's why you see a lot of our athletes who are national assets of this country defect. There have been quite a few runners who've gone away.
Easily.
Why? Because they have been looked after by somebody else. So if we are not going to look after our national assets, then we're going to lose them.
Exactly. Because your future is secure. At least you
Absolutely.
won't.
So I think it's time. It's also another good way of keeping the youths busy. Today, youths have so many opportunities, or so many other avenues that they can do many things. Now, if you don't take sports seriously, because sports is hard work, you cannot just sit.
Blood, sweat and tears, sports.
And today we have youths. There's a vulnerability among the youths, right? Whether you talk about drugs, whether you talk about so many other things, social media, etc. Those things are going to remain. Let's not pretend they will not be there. So what do we do as a government? What do we do as a family? What do we do as a community to bring sports back up? The only way to do is to create that environment. You have to create that facilities. Today, half of our land that used to be sports have been grabbed, and you see buildings. Every county, every area is supposed to have sports facilities so that the people assemble there. It's a given. But if you go deep into our counties, most of the land of sports has been taken away. So we have a multi-layer of challenges that needs to be addressed at the county level, at the community level, and at the national level.
Would you like to be sports minister one day?
Well, many people ask me in the same interview. I would love to do that, but it will be difficult for me to survive there.
Because you're a politician.
Because one, I'm not, I would say I'm a diplomat, I'm not a politician. But I would not be able to handle if it is being controlled. For example, if His Excellency the President, William Ruto, calls me and says, I would like you to be the Minister for Sports. I would say, thank you, Your Excellency, but I would like us to discuss on how we're going to have the modalities. So, for example, if a PS is imposed on me, then how am I going to work? If it's not possible. So, I would want to select my own team with his blessings for him to ratify. Give me a budget, and I would say give me 18 months to 24 months, and you have my resignation letter from today. If I don't deliver, you have my letter, or you sack me.
That's how confident you are. You can change the whole game.
When you are passionate about something, which I am. I mean, you've seen, we are doing a sports magazine for the last 25 years. A sports magazine that has to be done by the country, not by an individual.
Yeah.
25 years.
Self-funded.
For the last 8 years, we are doing the Sports Film Festival, the only one in Africa. Now we are recognized by the International Olympics. Right? Wow. We are part of one of the 20 in the world. Is it really for me to do it? No, it's the government's job. But if I wait for them to do things,
Nothing will ever happen.
it will happen. So I decided a few years back that I want to do what I am passionate about. I want to give back to the society because what I have gained out of it. And in the process, if the government or the state agencies do join me, they are most welcome. But if not, the show goes on.
Black tea with cloves. Or should I eat something healthy or something?
No, I'll just have coffee, please.
Try the
White coffee. No sugar.
White coffee is basic. Try the Spanish latte.
Okay, I'll go with you. What do you suggest?
Mocha.
Okay.
Mocha.
Yeah.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Hot.
No sugar.
No sugar.
I'll go with yours.
The mocha is sweet.
Huh?
The mocha is sweet.
It's sweet with sugar ready.
Hi, okay. It's okay.
We'll burn it off.
It's okay, I'll burn it off.
To confirm your order,
I'm a Spanish latte. Spanish latte.
Spanish latte very sweet.
But it's condensed milk. See there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Less-
It's okay with you?
less-
Any is okay.
Okay, less sweet.
Less sweet. Yeah. Spanish latte. And something maybe on the side?
No, I'm good. I'm
sure?
good.
This is the only time I get to.
Latte with
The
cloves,
cloves.
Spanish latte, less sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, so as I was saying that I am doing what I'm passionate about is to give back to the society or what best I can do. as I said, we've done the magazine for the last 25 years, which is now digital. They're all on our website. All the last 25 years issues.
What's the magazine called?
Sports Monthly.
Sports Monthly.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
And it's how much?
www.sportsmonthly.co.ke.
And how much is it?
Free.
Free.
It's free.
So how do you earn money from advertisements? Or?
From my own support through my foundation and a few people who believe in what I'm doing.
Wonderful.
So we manage somehow or the other.
That's
and,
great.
and the sports film festival that I mentioned to you. So that's a huge thing. Right now, that festival, we get movies from around the world.
I saw.
Now, here is a classic example. We talked about the unsung heroes of the country. One of the main concepts of this festival was for the creative industry in Kenya and the sports industry in Kenya to come together. What do I mean by that? We have a fantastic legacy of sports results for the last 60, 70 years. From running to athletics to football to cricket to tennis to rugby to hockey, to name all the sports. But if I asked you, how many documentaries do we have for our sports heroes or our sports association, the Olympic that we visit? Is there any background videos done? What happens behind the scene? Those are the exciting stories that people need to know. Do you know of any? You'll struggle.
I just saw one. There was actually, I think, a long commercial for Nike.
But that wasn't done by the local, it was by Nike. So, in my view, if the creative industry and the sports industry are put together, one, you're going to honor the sports people because you're going to do documentaries on them. You may do feature films on them. You may do an animation on them. So then there is also, if you look at our kindergarten students or primary school students, we read a lot of books, foreign books that are taught.
Foreign heroes.
Why can't we have a book on Kipchoge Keino? A small 32 page.
Or Omanyala.
Or Omanyala. Or Eliud Kipchoge.
Assif Karim.
Yeah, or Maurice Odumbe, so that the young kids, Kenyan young kids, are reading about their heroes. They may emulate them.
Because my kids, they love Ronaldo. They always say, they even tell me,
why?
Lose your belly, be like Ronaldo.
Yeah, but why Ronaldo? Because look at the marketing done on him. He's a human being like any of us. But of course, he's put time to where he is today. But the marketing done on him is why everybody wants a t-shirt on him. They want a cap on him. But if you did a similar marketing to our sports heroes, who have done, they are world stars. Ferdinand Omanyala is the fastest runner in Africa. He is number 2 in the world. He is more popular outside than here.
No.
Why? Because we don't value our people. We don't market them well.
But do you think it's our fault as Kenyans, or is it the fault of the federations and all that, the people?
It's a multi-layer. It's a multi-layer. There is no, and of course, what I'm saying right now is not a blaming anybody. It is just a food for thought. It's an eye-opener that we need to look at things differently. So it's a collective responsibility from the creative industry, because you don't need the government for you as a creative industry to do a documentary on Ferdinand Omanyala.
No.
So who is to be blamed? It's a collective responsibility. If there was an incentive by the government, there you go. So if there was an incentive by the government to say that anybody doing a sports documentary will give you X percentage money or will give you tax exemption. So those are conversations to have had. But the first point is, does it make sense that we should have documentaries and movies on our stars?
We should, 100%.
Most important is what legacy, what heritage are we creating? What is the next generation coming? I guarantee you, if you ask the Generation Z right now, who is Kipchoge Keino? I can guarantee you 10 out of 10 will struggle.
Unajua Kipchoge Keino? Kipchoge unamjua? So Kipchoge huyo Eliud. Kipchoge Keino.
There you go. If I give you the name of Naftali Temu,
I don't even know that.
medalist in the 50s. So what I'm saying, first you need to recognize them and give them the due respect by having a book on them, a documentary on them, something. Two, you are creating a legacy and a heritage. What are you going to tell the next generation where our history is from?
They'll be in shock when they tell these things. Yeah?
It will not even exist. I'm telling you this stuff.
You'll be like,
He's not even heard about it. So if you go to younger than him,
They don't know, definitely.
so what I'm saying, the important right now is awareness, and that is the whole idea of the film festival. I'm pleased to inform you as we are talking that we've had a very, very good discussion post the festival with the Department of Film Services.
Okay.
We have a new director called Noah Ochendi. We've had only last week we had a 2-hour meeting, and we are looking at how to work together between Safina's Foundation, Kenya International Sports Film Festival, and the Department of Film Service to create these documentaries. So we are earmarking next year to do at least 10 of them.
It's wonderful. Wonderful.
So the work has started, so I'm happy for that. Finally. It's taken a lot of years, but like anything else, it does take time. We put the seed in 8 years ago. It's germinating. Now we can feel that there will be some progress, and we will move.
Do you think that sometimes maybe we blame government, and government is willing to help, there's just no one who is maybe pushing or giving the incentive, like we can do this and this and this? Because maybe they don't know, they don't think.
As I say, that it's not
blaming, or maybe
it's
just
not a blame game.
but
you see, like any situation, the key for me as a leader is I must identify the right person to be in the right place. The hard work is there. That is the toughest part. If I put the right person in the right place for the right job, 70% of the job is done. Because he knows, he's sitting on the chair knowing what he needs to do. But if I'm putting people there to accommodate politically or to accommodate for whatever reason, and I don't hesitate to say that, then that's where we are right now. That's where the whole problem is. If you look at the sports industry today, there is no one sports in this country that has a problem or is not in court with the sports tribunal.
I saw the news, the under 15, I think, they were stranded in, Kampala, or is it somewhere?
Yeah, there are so many issues. Why? Because most of our sports people who are involved, past sports involved in an association, I'm sorry to say that. No, I'm not sorry to say that. They are there because if they don't get that position, they would struggle to get a messenger's job in an office because they have no competency. Let me talk the example of my cricket. There are people who are running their organization, and right now there are several court cases. We are almost being sanctioned by the International Cricket Council for corruption, for embezzlement of money.
Thank you.
Because most of the people that are there right now, some of them are my colleagues. I played cricket with them, so I know. But if you remove them from that situation, first of all, they are incompetent to be there. But if you remove them, they would struggle in life. They would struggle to get a decent job because they don't have the capacity. And that again comes to that when our professionals play, it's a holistic issue. That when your sportsman is playing for the country, one thing we need to include is to also educate them, first of all, how to make money, but more importantly, how to manage money. Because managing money is much more difficult than making money. So there should be courses of that sort. That how do I make my money? How do I plan for my retirement? What do I need to do? Those, to me, are part and parcel of how the sports governance and the sports administration has to be run. Now, who will be able to do that? Unless there is competency on the matter. And competency starts when you have a strong governance structure constitution. If your constitution tells you very clearly that for you to be the chairman, you must have A, B, C, D qualification or whatever to make it professional. But if you have nothing there, so any Tom, Dick and Harry who can buy his votes and get in, and then you see the results like that. I mean, let me give you an example again on cricket. Cricket is played in two counties, mostly, Mombasa and Nairobi.
Only.
Yeah. Now the Sports Act tells you that you need all 47 counties to play. Great. But is it going to happen overnight?
Never.
So it's a process. So you do a structured process, which includes also when you are doing the elections. The cricket, what do you call this? The sports registrar insists that all counties must be registered in all sports. Now, in the last AGM, there were 27 counties who came for the AGM. And only 2 counties have cricket. So what were those 25 people doing there, 25 counties doing there? Where there is no cricket. No cricket
That's all.
at all. So you get 3 delegates from there, from each county. Why would they come? What interest do they have?
Nothing at all. It's just, and that's a waste of money also.
No, the interest is that's how the elections are won, by votes and paying and all that stuff. So we have a holistic problem. And the unfortunate part is that we're denying it. We are avoiding it. And this, sadly to say, it pains me because Kenya in cricket has 120 years of history. The first cricket match was played in Mombasa in 1896.
Mombasa always.
120 years, 5 World Cups, 5 or 6 associate trophies we played. We are the leading, we were the leading country in East and Central African cricket. Uganda has overtaken us.
Really?
Yes, Uganda beats us comfortably. We recently lost to Botswana. We have lost to Tanzania. Really? A team that reached the semi-finals of the World Cup? A team that has played 5 World Cups? Are we supposed to grow? Or are we supposed to stay there? Or are we supposed to go down?
It seems we're going down.
Not seems, we are down.
Is cricket still alive in Kenya? By the way? Is it still alive, cricket? I never hear of
Cricket is loved a lot in this country. In fact, more people from the subcontinent love Kenyan cricket than Kenyan love cricket itself. And they are more upset why our cricket has gone down. In almost every interview that I do, that is a fundamental question: what happened to Kenyan cricket?
What happened to Kenyan cricket?
It's another question. I think I answered all of them
You really
through
did.
governance and through and all
You did.
those things.
It just,
You know, the right people in the wrong place.
do you,
or the
do you
wrong
see any
people
hope? Do you see any hope?
We live in hope. We live in hope. So I always said there is hope, but it's hope against hope at the moment.
A man in your position,
Yeah.
apart from the festival and any other lobbying, what else can you do to save cricket? What do you think you can do?
Was it 2 months ago? I had an interview with Capital FM. At that time, there was a heavy crisis on cricket. You know, so many things, allegations came about, and I was asked a very tough question. He said, "Assif, you played so much cricket. You know the whole history of cricket. Why are you not involving? You are also the problem." And I accepted that statement. And so that very moment, I said, I am asking the minister, as he's listening to this, or his PA is listening to this subject, I want an audience with the minister. I want to sit with him and explain to him the situation, and I'm willing to offer my services to see if I can help Kenyan cricket.
In whatever capacity.
In 5 minutes, we had the PS online, live.
He called.
Yes, 5 minutes, PS, I think, Mwangi. And he says, "Karim, I'm very happy to hear this. Next week on Tuesday or Wednesday, give me a shout and we meet. We have to save the situation." It's recorded. It's not something I'm creating.
And you met.
He gave me the number through the And as he asked me to do that, I did that. Would you believe it? To date, he has not even had the courtesy to respond my call or my message. And I have evidence to the matter that I did send him a message. He has neither acknowledged nor responded. So that's why I'm asking you, are we really serious? Are we there just, maybe they don't understand the value of sports. They don't understand the damage, the depth of what the youngsters are suffering. The biggest sufferer in the sports industry are the young generation. Because remember, a sportsman life is this much, where you can make your name, fame, money, but you also have this life to live. But if you miss this part, it's called a shelf life. Shelf life. A sportsman has a shelf life.
Very short one, by the way.
So these youngsters are missing out. Instead of jumping on what the previous team did with playing 5 World Cups and made millions, we have regressed.
It's very sad, very sad.
That's the reality.
Very sad.
That's the reality. And I hope this podcast is listened to by the PS or the minister. And I'm willing to
challenge.
Not challenge. I am willing to sit and
work things
address
out.
this matter out. But they must be serious. I don't think they are serious.
And let's put our egos aside. Let's just work for the
It
better
has
of the
nothing to
sports.
do with egos. It is just not taking the matter with the seriousness it deserves. If they were serious about it, would you let it collapse? Really? There's nothing. Tell them to prove me otherwise.
But you're willing to work no matter
Absolutely. I'm already doing my own things, as you know, the magazine.
what. Yeah, I know. I
The
know.
film festival.
If they call you on board,
100%. But it has to be done
by the book.
with some proper guidelines and not just a stopgap or fixing a crack. No, then don't waste my time. I'll be very hard, I'll be very candid, but if I take the commitment, 100% I will turn it around. I don't have 99. I'm either 0 or 100% in what I do.
That's a
I'm very clear on that.
mindset of a champion.
And I'm hoping that the President, His Excellency, also listens to this. So that, I know he's passionate on sports, but really, what are we doing? He should look at all the associations. Look at the governance structure. How many cases are at the sports tribunal? It's a shame for us. And of course, the buck stops with the ministry, and finally the buck stops with the President. That's the bottom line.
I didn't think I'll rile you up.
Sorry?
I didn't think I'll awaken.
But you can feel the emotions on this matter. Because we have a beautiful country. We have beautiful resources. This country is one of the few countries that can play cricket 365 days a year.
Beautiful
Why?
weather.
Weather. How many countries? England, Australia, India, Pakistan, West Indies, all these top cricketing nations cannot play throughout the year because of weather conditions. India cannot play in the summer, it's very hot, monsoon. Winter in England, winter in Australia, winter in South Africa. Kenya? We are an envy to many countries in cricket because of our weather, because of our infrastructure facilities. We are our own enemies. We don't have any enemies.
Could it be also the I'm just thinking of my own opinion, could it be the fact that this is more of a Muindi sport? So
No, it was a Muzungu Muindi sport, but we have Kenyans who are playing. Right now, 70-80% of the team is the indigenous. And the future lies with the indigenous. It does not lie with the Muindis or the Muzungus. This sport, like any other sport, lies with the indigenous. And as I told you earlier, the easiest form of creating jobs is through sports and through creative industry. If the president, who's passionate about creating employment, well, what better than these two fields?
I don't think we're at a place where we think of sports as a job, full time. Like even when you grow up, you'll be told focus on your studies. You'll compromise.
No, but things are changing.
Things are changing now.
Why? Because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
It is, but it's a
I
very
mean, today you look at most of us are followers of European football, right? Or the English football. Some of these players, what they earn in 1 week, we cannot earn in 5 years.
or a lifetime.
True. I mean, we had Robert, Wanyama, who played.
Yeah.
Mariga played.
Yes.
The player, right? So we have the talent. If you can reach at that level, they are the yardstick to look at for English football. The money they made. Why can't sports be taken as a profession? It can easily be taken as a profession, but it has to be structured. It has to be, it has to start from the grassroots to build it up. So the next question was, what happened to our cricket? Another point that has come to my mind. As we said, sports people have a shelf life. So when the Odumbes and the Tikolos and whatever cricketers we played, when it finished, how come we didn't have any more cricketers? The answer is very simple. We never had an effective development structure. Because you need to have an under 11, under 13, under 15, under 17, so that it's what I call a feeding to the next level towards to the national team. And it's not rocket science. Every strong sporting country has these structures in place. So you're not reinventing a wheel, it's ready, the formulas are ready.
But it surprises me. Why Kenya? Why is this? You don't expect from Kenya thing like this.
You heard me say when Kenya goes to Olympics, it does not talk about will Kenya win gold this year or not. The discussion always would be at the Commonwealth Games or at the Olympics, how many gold medals will Kenya win?
Exactly.
It's not if they're going to win, definitely how many? Are we going to win 5? Are we going to win 10? What does it mean? We are a powerhouse. We are not a powerhouse in Africa. We are a powerhouse globally. The results speak for itself. Look at what Eliud Kipchoge has done. Look at what Ferdinand Manyala has done. Look at what Faith Kiplagon has done. And there are many other sports if you take that we have done. I rest my case.
You do.
Submissions closed. It's the verdict now.
Now, I don't know. Let's hope for the best. But you cannot hope. You cannot just sit and pray. Like you said, you're willing to work. I'm sure you'll push it
God
somewhere.
says, I will help those who help themselves. By praying is not going to happen. You make an effort, He will push
Definitely.
you. But if you just sit and say, pray, things work out. How is it going to work out? You take the first step, He will take 100 steps. So we've got to be serious. We've got to make a commitment with the seriousness it deserves. We've had enough lip service. We've had enough, and I'm not interested if they want to bring in politics and they want to. I'm not interested. But if they're interested sincerely that we want to work, then I'll give my life to do it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Assif?
Big difference between India, Iran, Pakistan, big country with cricket's name. What's the difference between them and Kenya?
Before you answer the question, the coffee.
I've heard. I'm having it. Nice.
Alafu nyingine ni as a father, as a personal experience, those who are trying to go to train or they want to train cricket, where can they go to the facilities, where they can buy also the skills to play, where can they go to?
Yeah, so the first question I think was about how the other countries are doing well. The India, England.
The West Indies.
And I explained it earlier that they have a good development structure where the youth
come and
come
to
through the
senior team.
game. They have a good domestic competition because domestic competition, if it's good, you're going to attract people to come and watch. You're going to attract the business community. When you attract the business community, money is going to come in. So it's a
whole industry.
yeah. So they have a good structure there. They market the sport well. They create that environment for you to play from schools, from the area that you are in. And if they are talented, they have scouts, scouting for players. So that's how they are developing their cricket. In terms of where to go and play here, now here one weakness we have is all the cricket grounds are owned by clubs, private clubs. We don't have per se a public cricket ground. So that's what I'm saying. When we did well in the 90s and we got a lot of money from the International Cricket Council, a lot of money to develop it, but we squandered it. A lot of money, trust me. We squandered it. We did not create good cricket academies, because you need academies.
Yes.
You needed to create cricket grounds. Again, and sorry, because I'm reminiscing a few things. Bangladesh cricket and Kenyan cricket were at par in the 90s, but we superseded them. By the time we reached the World Cup, we had beaten them 6 times. They got another level called test status, and they got huge money. Today, Bangladesh cricket has gone so high, whereas we were ahead of them.
And now
they are now here. We are not here. We are going even further. And the last I heard, that when you get the test status in cricket, there are about, I think, 12 countries now, or 11. Each of them, few years back, were getting $10 million every year.
Every year.
Towards development, towards growing, towards infrastructure, building stadiums.
So that money could have been coming to us.
But how? If our house is not in order, how are you going to get it?
Never.
So we lost out a lot of opportunities. So, to answer his question, we don't have public grounds. Cricket is not a cheap sport. It's an expensive sport. But there were people over the years willing to support. The business community did support. That's how we reached now where we reached. How would we have reached if there was no support from the clubs? So there was support from the club. That needs to be injected again. And it is possible. Take the sport to the school. We started all from school. I started in Alibai Panju primary school here in Mombasa. Yeah. That's where I started my primary school, played cricket there, then I did my secondary at HH Aga Khan High School.
Which are I went to Aga Khan
next to Alibai Panju.
I went to Aga Khan in 2001.
Okay, so good. So we are from the same school.
Alumni.
Aga Khan alumni, yeah. So, I mean, those are some of the things that need to be done.
Now, apart from the cricket and now the condition that cricket is in, you personally, as Assif, would you say you're proud with all the achievements that you made? When you look back and say,
if I say
life.
that I am blessed, then I will be lying. I am beyond blessed. If God had told me 30, 40 years ago, write down whatever you want, I'll give you, I could not have written even 10% of what I have been blessed.
Wow.
In sports, in life, in everything, in family, everything. We always say, if I thank God 100,000 times daily, I have not thanked Him enough, right? That's a normal language.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a new line today. As I said, 100,000 times daily if I thank Him, sijaanza kushukuru. Hujashukuru kidogo, sijaanza.
And what would you say the biggest thing you said, this, I could never believe this could happen in my life?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything I have. Sports life, business life, social life. Right now I'm also a private judge.
Really?
I'm a judge, I'm an international arbitrator, I'm an international mediator. I did my exams, I qualified for all that. Currently, I'm also one of the mediators for the judiciary, Kenyan judiciary, appointed by the Chief Justice. A few weeks ago, I was upgraded and one of the 39 mediators in the Court of Appeal.
Really?
So I'm one of the mediators. Yeah, you're one of the first ones to know this.
I'm very privileged.
Yeah. So I'm living a full life. I'm at a good space in life. I'm in a very good space in life.
Now, what can I do to one day say that to God, I didn't expect all this? What can I do, sir?
The key to everything is be sincere with what you do. Be disciplined in what you do. Because it's very easy for any of us to say, oh, it's too hot today, I can't go for training. It's too cold today. You know,
I do that all the time.
we do our excuses. So that's got to stop. Decide on what you want to do, understand the roadmap towards the success, and work towards it. I see a lot of youngsters, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, where you start your journey, and 10 is where umefika. Ukifika 7, 8, some challenges come in, and most of us falter there and give up. That's the time to push through. You must go through it.
When was the
Take
time?
counseling, take advice.
Take a break.
Take a break, depending on the situation. You know, look at somebody who can give you some good advice. Somebody you look up to, somebody who means well for you. Have that network, because that network is important. And the biggest network is your family. If you've got your family with you, rooting for you, and being hard on you, that's a good sign. A lot of youngsters right now, when the parents tell them off or be hard on them, you know, they take it in a very wrong context. There is nobody in this world who will love you more than your parents. Nobody. There is nobody. If he's hard on you or she's hard on you, because she loves you, he loves you.
Some say they're toxic.
They are never toxic. You will only realize when they are gone that the only person who cared for you and who meant for you well may have executed it differently, may have been hard on you sometimes unnecessarily. But there is nobody who will want you to succeed more than your parents. They would want you to even succeed more than what they did.
Exactly.
That is the ultimate success for a parent. So why would he want to wish you bad? Why would she want to wish you bad? You may think differently, yes, but there must be a common ground. And also the parents must also, now generation, was unlike our generation, where if my father said right now it's night, I wouldn't challenge it. The generation now, if you tell them now it's evening, they'll still want to question.
Definitely. It's a different time.
So, it's a different. So the parents also now will have to modify. But my sincere advice to the young generation is value your parents before it's too late.
Beautiful words. Beautiful. I feel like it's too soon to end. Have you ever wanted to give up and say, I can't, this is too much, I will
Yeah, there were times you would
cry, maybe pressure is too much, it's just like...
No. I'm not a guy who gives up. I will take a break. I will retreat to re-strategize. But I will not give up for something I'm passionate and believe in.
You never came to that point, like say, almost like this
Yes,
is too much.
on the magazine. I got into this magazine print not knowing what I'm getting into, thinking that it was an easy ride. After the first issue, I said, what have I gotten into? And the easiest thing would have been to say,
It's enough.
give up. No. But I persevered, I re-strategized, and today, Alhamdulillah, we've finished 25 years.
25 years is a lot. It's a quarter of a century.
And not even a commercial. It's not commercial.
For the,
To give back. Because today, my family that is going to be 100 years in this country, next year, 2026, it'll be 100 years since we came to Kenya. My grandfather came here in 1926 from Mumbai on a dhow.
to build the railroad, or just came for business?
No, looking for
Opportunity.
yeah,
1926,
1926.
2026. Are you going to do a party?
100%. We have to celebrate it.
Are we invited?
100%.
Camera.
Yeah, you'll come with the camera for your, another documentary. You
It'll be
can do a
wonderful.
documentary on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's a story.
100 years. of the
Isn't that a
country,
story?
The legacy.
Isn't that a story?
It's a big story. 100 years old is a big story. And
With 3 generations to have played international.
my
My father played international, I played, and now my son
Your
plays
son.
for the country. So it's a unique story, isn't it?
It's very unique. And I saw the documentary, The Karims.
Yeah.
And I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
And this could be the 100-year Karims.
Yeah, so Nashkuru Mungu, I'm in a very good space. I thank God, I'm in good health.
Alhamdulillah.
I try and look after myself. I exercise, I manage stress. Like all of us have stress, but we have to manage it, and we learn to let go some things.
What's the biggest thing you've learned over all the years?
That nothing is impossible. That if you put your mind and soul into it, and you've got your heart in the right place, God will do it for you.
Truly believe nothing is impossible. Truly.
It is truly possible. I'm an example. A boy who was born in Kibokoni, only 5 kilometers from here. If I cross the
Old town.
if I cross the sea, then it's less than 1 kilometer. But if I go around,
Yeah. Kibokoni is in Old Town.
Kibokoni. If this young boy from Kibokoni can do what he has done, then anyone and anybody can do it. If not same, even more. Nothing is impossible. It is your determination, it's your will, surrounded by the right people, and you're focused on what you want to do. Anything and everything is possible.
Now tell me about the coffee now. You have a good choice or bad choice?
Very good choice. I'm enjoying it.
Spanish latte.
It'll be my regular now.
Definitely should. So, Assif, I am very, very honored. Really honored to have you here. I don't think a lot of people can have you on the seat, get into a big man like you.
No, there's no big deal. I always tell people, and a lot of people get amazed on social media, whether on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. I'm on all of them. I'm enjoying it, so I'm doing a little bit of posting. But many people send me messages thinking that this guy is not going to even bother to reply.
Yeah.
And I reply to everybody. Why do I reply? And first of all, don't believe it. They say, is this really the Assif Karim or it's a fake one? Or, because they would think somebody.
Yeah.
I say, no, this is the only Assif Karim. There is no fake, or this is the only one real. He says, but you are such a big man and this and that. I said, listen to me. We both came into this world empty-handed, and we both are going to go empty-handed. In between is what I call a theatrical play. Who plays it well, who does it well, who has had a bad luck, good luck, all this whole part and parcel. But that does not mean that I am better than you or you are better than me. None of us are better than nobody. We must respect each other as human beings first. It's paramount. And you must not judge somebody and wish somebody because of his position or because of his money. Call everybody without knowing their position. Respect everybody without knowing their position, without their wealth. It's fundamentally, it's very deep what I'm saying. You will see a lot of people akija na position na pesa kutaenda mbele mbele. For what? Let's respect everybody. Because at the end of the day, utawacha kila kitu hapa. There's nothing you're going to go.
Nothing.
Only thing you're going is with your amal, with your action, what you've done, and a name that you have left, and a legacy you have left. Materially utawacha. Everything is going to be here. So why think that you're better than, there's nobody better than nobody. So I respond to everybody within reason. And it's very important to do that. Because you must respect. We are all children of God.
Exactly.
It does not matter what color you come from, what tribe you come from. Damu ni moja tu, red. Ama yako ni rangi gani?
Coffee.
Si ni rangi. So, tuna rangi moja ya damu.
It's true.
So,
There's no better way to say it. You're human. At the end of the day, no one special more than the other one.
in the between, okay,
between.
fine. You got that. I'm not saying you also downplay it,
Don't downplay.
but
World
don't
Cups.
overplay it.
Yeah.
Usimdharau watu.
Always.
You know. So And those prayers, those blessings from those same people, sometimes you never know. You know, somebody's prayer coming from here has more,
Even stronger than here.
Oh, priceless. I mean, priceless. Right now, I'm helping about 200 refugees from Afghanistan, the foundation.
But yeah, all the Samfaz Foundation. Tell us about the foundation now. Man.
Yeah, so Safina's foundation primarily was started to honor my parents and my wife's parents. It was in their honor. And the purpose was to promote sports, social needs where we can. And the fundraising is done by my family and for people who trust and believe in what I do. That's basically the foundation. It's not a very big foundation, but whatever we can do. So the magazine is done by the foundation. This film festival is also done by the foundation. It's called Safina's Foundation. And right now we help some people with social needs and Afghanis who have come in. There are about 250 families. So we're trying to help them, because it's not an easy thing. Yeah, and I always tell my my community or the people I deal with that 150 or 200 years ago, when our community came from India, somebody held our hand for us to survive, and why we are sitting here today. It's time now we hold their hand to help them also to sustain. And I think that is the essence of life.
Wonderful. And can anyone help and donate anything?
Of course, yeah.
Where do they do this?
Well, there is a account. I can give you the account number, which you can maybe put it on the the thing. Yeah, we have an account number. You can send it M-Pesa. You can send it direct to the account, and tell us what you want to use it for, and we shall give you a report on it on what we are doing.
Wonderful.
So we have international support right now. We have local support. So it's a good feeling, and it gives me a lot of joy to do what I'm doing. As I said, I'm in a very good space. I've been fortunate to have played international sports. I'm fortunate to have done good business. I'm now doing alternate dispute resolution as an arbitrator, as a mediator. I'm promoting sports. I'm now looking at the foundation to help refugees.
You forgot one thing.
Yeah.
Acting.
An actor. Yeah, I did a cameo in Country Queen.
Country Queen, yes.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. If anybody wants to see it, episode 4, just did a little cameo. And for those casting directors, if you're looking for an actor, there's one right here.
Exactly. Assif, I'm his agent. Talk to me. The legend. It's an honor.
Most welcome. Thank you for setting it up. I also enjoyed. I wish you well in whatever you're doing.
Thank you.
And anytime you need me for any advice or suggestions or exchange of views, you can count on me.
I will love to. I will bother you. Always here.
Always there. Thank you.
Cheers.
Yes.